previous video,
Yes.
but for those who don't, who are you? And
I'm
what do you do?
Etienne LaRue. I am product manager at Solarpop distribution.
Great, and how is today going?
It's quiet, but I think the big crowds are coming on Saturday. I think the show is sold out, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of people here tomorrow.
Okay.
I hope you're ready.
Everyone brace for impact. So, what are the games you are running here?
I am helping out with the Star Wars Unlimited booth area, so it's a new trading card game coming next year from Asmodee. So I'm hoping that you'll come and have a game.
Yes, okay, cut to the B-roll of the game. There you go. Make it harder for that one to edit.
But it's an awesome new game that's releasing probably around July, August next year. It's a trading card game, so you have collectability, there'll be boosters, starter products, and all sorts of other things coming for it. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I think it's got a lot of cool abilities, and it's a really fun game. Easy to pick up and play. I mean, we've had people sit down for demos, and within 3 rounds, they have the game down and they're playing, and now it's
So
really
it's
cool.
a great, simple game to play.
Yeah.
How collector is it?
I think it's going to be very collectible. If you, for instance, happen to open up a boost and there's, let's say, a Han Solo in there, it's going to be worth money. So it's one of those things. It's going to.
I'm scared for my MTG wallet.
Yep.
It's
Well,
like, I'm going to have to draw from that.
yeah. So
Okay.
for viewers that maybe don't know, there was a game a few years back called Star Wars Destiny. So it's got similarities to that. Except this does not have any dice, it's purely just cards.
Okay.
And like I said, the gameplay is a lot of fun. I can tell you, it's easy to pick up and play. It's a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, so it's less stuff to work out. It's just
Correct.
a card game.
Yeah, and it's super smooth. I mean, for instance, if I can use Magic as an example, you have different types of lands and you're going to manage your mana and all that. In this game, any card in your hand is a resource, and you just put it face down, and that is now one resource. So it plays just so smoothly. And like I said, it's just a lovely game, and it's a bonus if you enjoy Star Wars, because it's got a lot of Star Wars flavor to
Who
it.
doesn't enjoy Star Wars? I mean, come on, it's a classic.
Yep.
So today, for the rest of the weekend, what do you have on?
So there's a lot of cool board games we got out. For instance, the latest Stonemaier release, Expeditions, which has a street date of 22 September, is releasing officially today in South Africa. But we have a con demo running here, so if anyone's interested,
Exclusive.
you can come and learn how to play this awesome new game from Stonemaier Games. We also have a lot of different board games here. I mean, ranging from King of Tokyo to Catan to Ticket to Ride, you name it. So if you are walking around and you want to rest your weary legs, come sit down, come play a game. We've got some awesome people here willing to teach you the ropes.
There you go, just come sit down
Yeah.
and play a game.
And come and unplug yourself, a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah.
So tomorrow is tournaments, I believe.
Yes, correct. So Catan is the big one. It's going to be a huge event. We're expecting quite a lot of people. There's some really cool prizes up for grabs, and I think the competition is going to be fierce. We've seen a lot of good players from the Joburg area. I think it's going to be really exciting to see what's going to happen tomorrow.
Cool. So what I'm hearing a lot today for tomorrow is brace for impact.
Yes. Whatever you have today is a starter compared to
Okay.
the main course that's coming on Saturday.
Oh
so,
boy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And we will be seeing you later in the video.
Yeah, awesome. Cheers.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Yeah, you have constant the songs playing in your head. Alright, so let's start off with what is your name and what do you do?
Okay, I'm Akiela Davids, and I help out at the Unplug Yourself as a game guide.
Nice. So how has Unplug Yourself been finding this year, or this Comic-Con?
So we're much larger than last year, so we've got double the amount of space, double the amount of people, and so much more to do.
Absolutely, yeah.
They've run Catan competitions, which is different from last year. Last year, Comic-Con, we ran a Ticket to Ride competition. And since Catan is now a regional kind of competitive event, and we send people overseas, this is the place to be.
Do you have a favorite game that you play?
Splendor, 100% Splendor.
Okay.
That's my favorite. At Cape Town Comic Con, we had one of the guys from the autograph section come and play with us.
that's nice.
Yeah, we got to teach him. He's the guy from the Vikings. Oh my god, yeah, very sexy. His wife was there too. Everyone was over his wife, like, oh my gosh. But no, he was so interested in the board games, and he took some time out of his busy schedule of signing autographs and taking
That's
pictures.
nice.
So yeah, to be there.
So for people who do not know,
Excuse me?
what is the game? For people who do not know.
Oh, Splendor. Okay, so Splendor is basically you're a merchant and you're dealing in jewels, and you try and collect certain jewels, shiny things. You try and get the nobles to visit your house so you can get points. It's very strategic.
Oh, I see.
So if you like strategy games, great.
Yeah,
If you like more of our basic family games, we've got a lot of those too. So like pass the bomb, 5-second rule, things that are fun for everyone to play.
Yeah, 5-second was fun.
It is. Also, Unplug Yourself and Solarpop went and had a whole section of 5-second game on Espresso
Oh, nice.
in the morning. So yeah, Stephen Ritz was there, and he was like, it was funny. Okay, that game is comedy. So
Do you have a favorite moment from Comic-Con so far?
my favorite moment from Comic-Con.
Any Comic-Con.
Any Comic-Con.
Any favorite moment from Comic-Con?
Let me see. Oh yeah. Okay, so the first Comic-Con that ever ran in Johannesburg. So I was there, but I was there as a guest, and the cosplay. It was Alien versus Predator, and it was amazing.
Oh, that's
the
cool.
detail and the way that they acted on stage. It was fascinating.
Oh my God.
it was like being in the movie.
I'm jealous. I wish I was there.
You should definitely go and check out the cosplay section too.
Oh
But,
no, yeah. We're excited because we also want to put cosplay in the third issue.
Okay.
Feature as a third issue because cosplay, people put so much effort into their cosplays.
They do.
And it looks so cool walking past them and you're like, oh. They're just
yeah.
glowing.
So this year, our Solarpop and Unplug Yourself are also running a few competitions. So they're running Magic competition, they're running Pokemon, they're running Yu-Gi-Oh! And Catan. And then they're like little events. So if you look over here,
I have been participating.
you have
I have 5 the logs.
the wood. Okay,
Yeah.
so you need to go up to people. It's like trinket trading, and you see, okay, you've got this resource. I'll give you that resource.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun because my sister and I, the minute we got the badges, we were like, trade.
Pretty much. And you'll just find someone, and you'll be like, okay, do you know where I can find this resource? And it's like the game Catan.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you
It's
actually
nice.
exchange it.
Yeah, it's a nice feature to bring it together.
Yes, and then at the end, when you have all 5,
Yeah.
you get a ticket into a competition, but also you get a limited edition badge of the rubber sheep. It is so cute.
Aww.
And there are plushies there for you to win. So just like look at the plushies and be like,
Oh, that's so cute.
yeah.
I'm definitely gonna do that.
Yes, 100%.
You also see people crowding around each other. It's like, okay, who's got this? Who's got that?
Pretty much. And that's what makes these events fun, because people are interacting, and that's the whole unplug yourself thing, is let's interact, let's talk more, let's kind of get off more of the
Yeah.
digital side.
And I mean, with this community, yes, people are very enthusiastic, but people can also be very conservative. So these types of events and features
Pretty
are
much.
a way to bring people out.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring people out of their skin, socialize with other people. It's like,
Exactly.
okay, start getting into talk.
It helps our introverts.
Yes, basically.
Well, I'm a Magic player myself, so there's so many introverts.
This is just to bring the conversation.
Pretty much, and that's why our game guides are actually pretty useful, because we introduce ourselves and we introduce everyone to each other. So even if you don't know someone, you can sit down and play, which is sometimes very hard for an introvert.
Yeah.
So like the
I've
game
been there
guides.
with
yeah.
MTG. And you're standing around, you're like walking up and down the aisle with your
Aww.
back cards, looking, and it's like, no.
And it's very difficult for girls, especially in MTG. We're very underrepresented.
There's a lot of guys.
Yes.
Warhammer as well. It's pretty fun.
Well, I play Warhammer too, so.
No, yeah, but there's a lot of guys in Warhammer. in
Pretty
general,
much,
yeah.
it's mostly. So I'm always happy when we see more representation. And that's what I like about these days, because we can actually draw more women in. And remember, women are the home as well. So like the kids get into it.
And that's kind of what we do as well, because obviously me and my sister, we also want to inspire other girls. It's like, hey, we started this.
Exactly.
And we're involved in all of these games and things. So it's kind of like anyone can.
Exactly. And girls generally are very introverted and shy. So it's kind of nice to see more women women taking an interest in.
Well, you get the special ones. You get the quite different ones who have a lot of fun.
Yeah, hi. I'm an extrovert, excuse me.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, there are some girls you do not want to exactly battle with Warhammer with, because you get decimated like the first half.
I'm a Sigma girl, so my Sylvaneth 2000 army was painted in cherry blossoms. So I'm very happy about that.
That's
But
awesome.
it's kind of intimidating when you go to these halls and everyone's like a guy. So that's why I like these events,
Yeah.
because, you know, there's people like me.
It's quite mixed, yeah.
Yeah, it's mixed. It's
Just a lot of
50-50.
people. Yeah. So, alright. Well, thank you very much. It's been amazing
All
talking
right.
to you.
Thanks.
Okay. Hold up. Luckily, this is recorded. I didn't know where I was. Okay. Greetings, adventurers. I am here with.
Chrispin,
Great. And you are from?
Easy Gaming Group.
Great. And what does Easy Gaming Group do for the people that do not know you?
For the people that don't know us in the Magic community, then where have you been? No, seriously. So we run a whole bunch of Magic tournaments, Magic events, as well as Dungeons and Dragons events. We do Magic tournaments around the country. Currently, we're in the middle of the National Commander League for 2023.
Yeah, as most of you know, it would probably have started. Some of you might have even been in the tournaments.
We hope so. All of you, get in the tournaments.
What are you doing? I can't say much because I didn't enter.
Okay, she'll be quiet.
Okay.
We're also running a Gauteng Modern League at the moment.
Okay.
We're hoping to take that national next year,
Okay,
widen
that's
it out
cool.
because it's been very successful up in Gauteng. We're hoping that it will expand nicely into the rest of the country.
Yeah.
Philip from Sad Robot is making funny faces at me.
Yeah, I'm more of a commander player.
Nice.
I've played like Pauper
Sure.
sometimes, and obviously when we started we got standard decks. But I'm sorry, I love Commander. It
Don't be
works.
sorry, Commander is my favorite format.
Yeah,
I have
it
deep
works.
love for Commander because you get to do all the
So
cool
much,
things.
so much. You got 100 cards of potential.
Absolutely. So for me, I'm not allowed to play my current Commander deck in the EDH League of the Commander League because people don't like nickel bowlers.
Oh, okay.
Apparently. I'm
Yeah.
told. I don't see why people don't like nickel bowlers.
So I have 6 Lilianas in my Demir deck.
See, I like you.
Yeah, I'm collecting. Yeah, so I kind of work for you.
There we go. See, I'm happy with that. Liliana is cool. So Liliana, Ashiok,
Oh yeah, I'm
nickel
collecting
bowlers.
my Ashiok,
For me, it's a Grixis thing.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
definitely a Grixis guy.
Yeah.
So most of my decks are around that. Although at the moment I am running a Tiamat deck, which I am thoroughly enjoying.
Oh boy.
Yeah, a
That
couple
was
of dragons
fun.
here and there.
Oh, just a few dragons.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
it. Only a few. It's not like it's going to destroy the entire board.
So let's just put it this way: in the last Commander event at Dragon Town, in one turn, with not a single untapped creature on the board, I did 47 damage to one of my opponent's faces.
How?
Tiamat is an amazing card. So is Mirim, and so is Terror Peaks.
Oh no.
And so is having
Combo.
lots of mana because you hit people for a lot of damage with Old Nullbone on the board.
So
Old Nullbone gives you lots of treasure.
is it EDH or CDH? Because there's a
Okay,
line.
so in the National Commander League, we
Yeah.
have 2 streams.
Yeah.
We run an EDH stream and we run a CDH stream.
Yes.
We have an independent power level team who looks at people's decks and decides whether or not they think those decks should play in CDH or EDH. We try to be as fair as we can be, but there is no official sort of line in the sand that says this is EDH, this is CDH.
Yeah.
What we try to do is we try to say to people, look, from the EDH point of view, we know we're offering prizes, which means we know it's competitive.
Yeah.
But let's try not to make oppressive, horrible decks that people don't enjoy playing against.
Yeah.
If we hit that point, we kind of say, look, this is fringe for us in this particular tournament.
Yeah.
We're going to push it to CDH.
Yeah, because EDH is slower than CDH.
Correct.
so
CDH is faster. The decks are more tuned.
Yeah.
The guys know that they want to be winning on turn 2, 3.
They know exactly what they want to do.
Correct. And if you're going to go play CDH, we don't need to check your deck. You know what you're getting yourself in for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole other kettle of fish.
Absolutely. But the EDH side has been very. What's very interesting this year from last year is that we have more CDH players this year than EDH players, whereas last year we had more EDH players. So people
Okay.
are sort of moving towards the more competitive style of play.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with the mindset and the fact that within CDH there's a lot less salt.
Yeah,
Because you
everyone
know what
knows.
you're getting in for.
Everyone knows that deck's gonna kill you very soon.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we're having a lot of fun.
So, I'd like to ask, why did you change from having people bringing 3 decks to a tournament to bringing 1?
So The reason we did that was because we looked at it and we said, okay, because we're creating a competitive environment,
Yeah.
by offering prizes, we're saying to people, bring your A game.
Yeah.
And what we didn't look at it from that point of view last year was we thought, you know what, EDH is more casual, let's give people a chance, they can have that rule zero conversation, decide which commodity they wanted to use. What we found through report back from players and from the different stores that we were involved with was that this actually created a whole bunch of problems because people would bring a deck and then they would choose which deck to play based on who was playing what at the table, which made it kind of unfair.
Yeah.
And so what we said this year was, listen, it doesn't matter what commander you're playing. If we're saying the deck's legal in that stream, then it's legal in that stream. But
Okay.
bring your best deck
Yeah.
because you are playing for prizes.
Yes.
So we've had some pretty interesting decks. I mean, there's a guy named Nico playing a really horrible life gain, life drain stacks deck, which is very much fringe going towards CD, but
You're
it's,
like, you're pushing it, buddy.
it's
you're pushing
playable
it.
and it's good to play against because it keeps you on your toes. And that's whom I did my 47 damage to. I will say, good because
You're
he was
like,
being mean. I was like,
I'm getting
you
you
die
out.
now.
I'm getting you out. There's always that player that you have to keep your meanness to a certain level or else you get kicked out real fast.
Correct. You don't want to become arch enemy too early.
Yeah, exactly. You save that for the end game when it's one-on-one.
Absolutely.
Which generally happens to my games, but then I just lose because one of my games I was up against another Dimir zombie deck. I would have won next turn, but unfortunately I did not have the mana. I was just one mana away from. He killed me the way I would have killed him.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I suppose that's
So
fair.
I was like, as soon as he sat down and he said Dimir zombie, I was like, oh.
Oh no, not again.
Yeah, I was like,
Curses.
excuse me, there can only one Dimir zombie. At
That's
this
right.
deck.
There is only one.
But the funny thing is, at one of our tables, one table that I played at, there were 3 Dimir players, including myself, and we ganged up against the person that wasn't a Dimir player. So we're like, 2 is enemy, 3 is a full-on gang.
That's just like you die.
Yeah,
You
3,
die.
anyone else
You're
is
not part
Dimir.
of our group.
Yes, exactly. That's how it went.
Awesome.
So, all right, is there anything else you would like to say?
Just from our side as EGG, it's really cool to have something like Nat 1 around where you guys have got the magazine out there. Those of you who haven't got it yet, go and get it. It's definitely worth reading. I enjoyed the first issue. I finally got my second issue, so I'm going to go check that out now. And then just from an EGG point of view, keep checking out our socials, keep having a look at what we're doing. We're trying to run as many events as we can to make sure we continue to build the community and get the game back up into a competitive space where it needs to be.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, I have one more question.
Sure.
Why easy egg?
Why?
EGG.
Why EGG?
Yeah, egg.
So I'd love to say I could answer that question, but I can't because I didn't come up with the name.
Okay.
So before there was me, there was Adam.
Oh.
And Adam started EGG in response to a need from the community to create a platform to be able to play that wasn't in person.
Okay.
Magic in South Africa went through a really bad time. All our major events were taken away. There was no way to get to the Pro Tour, so people felt that playing competitively didn't exist anymore. And so Adam basically thought, listen, we've now got this online platform in Arena, let's try to do something here. And so he created Easy Gaming Group. Of course, he'll correct me if I'm wrong, Adam. He created Easy Gaming Group
We'll do an interview with him later and ask him.
to fill that gap.
Yeah.
To make a space available for people to be able to play Magic anytime they liked. And to be perfectly honest, through the COVID lockdown, it was the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And that's when I got involved shortly before that happened. No, long before that. I started getting involved in about 2019. I started getting involved in EGG. And then Adam, through his amazing efforts to put on the paper series, got headhunted by Solarpop to come and take over their organized play.
So now you.
And then
the
I
reins.
took the reins of EGG.
Okay, that's good. That's a great story. Thank you very much.
And we are the egg. We are the
yeah,
egg.
the egg.
For sure. You can be an eggy.
Come join the
That's
group.
right.
I was gonna say scramble, but maybe that's not a good idea.
No, we don't want to scramble. That'd be bad.
It's cool.
Stay whole. Stay shell.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Thank you.
No problem.
Cool. So people probably recognize you, but for those who don't, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Richard, and I'm the owner of Wildstorm Studios, which is a full-time commission miniature painting studio based in Somerset West, Cape Town.
So how much experience do you have with Comic-Cons?
This is now my, I think, third or fourth con over the years. I had the pleasure of attending Cape Town this year, and now I've had the privilege of attending Joburg this year. So it's been cool and exhausting.
Yeah, it's good to see you here.
Thank you. No, that's I think what's been awesome for me to see you guys up here as well. Because for me, I don't feel so lonely now. Being this lonely Cape Townian coming up here and I don't know anyone. And then I saw you guys, I'm like, I know some people, so all good.
There's a Joburg joke that is like, you'll know a Cape Townian because they always tell you.
Yeah. And then there's that old thing about if you've been gone or living in a sort of place for longer than 10 years, you can then call yourself
A native.
part of that sort of locale, and I can now safely say I am Cape Townian. I've been living there for about 13 years.
Yeah, I think it's quite long enough.
Yeah, but it's been cool to come to Joburg because I haven't been here in 4 years. So it's been eye-opening to see how much has changed, how much has grown, and then to be part of Comic-Con is, like I say, it's awesome. I'm still pinching myself going, yeah.
I mean, I'm a Sproutling, so this is my first time in Joburg.
And how are you finding it?
It's good. It's really good.
Bit of the rat race with craziness and the hustle bustle.
It's certainly much more bustly than Cape Town.
But yeah, it's been exciting so far. It's been eye-opening for me because I get to now finally see what folks are doing up here in Joburg.
Yes.
Especially in our line of the hobby, where it's about miniature painting and
you get the
painting
experience from other people.
And being all the way down in Cape Town, you tend to sometimes feel a little bit detached from everything that's happening across the country. And you get to know people by names, and you get to know people about what they're doing. But to actually come up and meet them and see them, putting faces to names, that's been cool. But then to also meet fellow painters and get to know that there's more talent up here, and we can then hopefully continue to then grow the community and make it more and more popular and expand it. So very cool to be here.
So let's talk about the miniature. So how long did it take you to paint it first?
Right, so first of all, this one is a resin cast miniature.
Okay.
It's 75 millimeters in height. So what we mean by 75 millimeters is that she's 75 millimeters from the top of her head to her feet.
Okay.
It's originally a model called Celedriel from a company called Big Child Creations out of Spain.
Okay.
And this was a commission from a collector who then asked me to really just go to town.
Yeah.
And I don't often get the opportunity to really stretch my muscles and not be bound by anything like rules, codexes, that it must fit a gaming base. This is one of those few opportunities where I just get to stretch.
You require a lot of patience with this model.
Yeah, so it's taken me 3 weeks of solid work,
Yep.
and the final title for the piece is actually called Isabella, Guardian of the Autumn Forest. And hopefully you can see that with the
Yes,
whole
you can.
narrative in the context of what I'm trying to create and the world that we're trying to
And
put
you
in.
can also see the details in the leaves and the little twigs that
Yeah,
you see.
This was an opportunity for me to also show people locally how far you can really push things.
With the creative side.
And a lot of times we all see it online and we see it overseas and go, wow, that's amazing, but we don't actually get to see it physically, tangibly in our hands. And that's been awesome to see people go and see it in their hands and
to
go,
bring it to life,
and then realize how much of it is not model built and just out the box.
Yeah.
There's a lot brought to it to then make it a unique, custom, and I hope to think, piece of art. And that's something I'm really, really proud of.
It's a product of the creator, their creative process.
Yeah, and that's the thing about painting miniatures or even building an army. It's your army or your figure, and you're creating its own story. You create its own narrative. You put it in context of whether it's in spring, summer, autumn, winter, before the battle, after the battle. All these things, and they're yours. And then the trick is to take that idea in your head and put it on the miniature. And that's always the hard part for everyone.
Yeah, as an artist as well, when you're drawing something, you have the perfect vision in your head, but putting it down on paper.
They always say you can close your eyes and you can see the thing painted, and it looks amazing. And then you open your eyes and you go, right, where do I begin? And that's the thing. But yeah, it's been so cool to just get the response from folks. And thankfully, the client is actually based up here in Johannesburg.
Nice.
So it was a perfect opportunity for me to bring her up, show her and unveil her at Comic-Con, but then to also get it into his hands.
Kill two birds with one stone.
And have her safely home and done, and I can finally breathe again because she's fragile as hell.
Yes, I can tell.
So
But
what
yeah.
was the most challenging part for you in this painting process? This creative process?
For me, the most trickiest part was the actual elf herself, because she is so minute,
Yeah.
and she's got such fragile details, and it's tricky to get into every nuance, nook and cranny of the model. And then she's extremely very sensitive in some fine details. So you have to be extremely delicate, take your time, you can't rush things. And when you've spent like 50 hours on something, the last thing you want to do is in hour 51 mess it all up.
Yeah.
So you've got to be very patient and consistent. But yeah, I think the only piece of advice I can ever tell anyone is that stick to the vision of what you saw in your mind, and then be committed to it. Don't go
compromise
halfway.
because because it's like I put so much work into this, I'm too tired to go on with
That's
it.
it, yeah. And that's and I say that because I've had the opportunity today to be very privileged to be invited by the guys in the Joburg painting community to be the head judge of the painting competition they're having here at Comic-Con. And unfortunately, it's one of the things we've seen. How guys have painted their models fantastically and beautifully, but then the base is just. And then we started to say, as judges, are we saying, have you run out of time and you didn't paint it, or did you cut corners, or did you say I'm done with this model and I'm not touching it any further? So these are lovely things that, when you come and compete in a painting contest, you then realize how these little things really matter.
Yes.
And if you stay committed to the completion of a project, it becomes very, very rewarding because you've actually not faltered on it, not gotten lazy, not cut corners,
You've
and
done
really
your
put
best.
your best foot forward.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You've done your best, and that's all you can do.
That's it. That's it.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been
I'm sure they
an
all
absolute pleasure.
appreciate the knowledge and and the amazing miniature.
Thank you.
Just looking at it, you're tired because you're like, oh man.
Well, the one thing I can say, and it's for anyone else who will be listening, we've completed the judging of the painting competition.
Yes.
And the organisers are going to be announcing on Monday on all their social media platforms the time for the actual live stream, where the judges will give feedback on all the entries. So the actual entries will be able to actually hear from the judges where they went right, where they went wrong,
feedback,
and how it is that they can then improve their painting.
Well, we'll post this tonight.
And then we'll announce the winners directly thereafter. So keep a lookout for that.
So
Otherwise,
if
look
anyone
for the
wants
video.
to see that, then you know when, where. So
We
it's
hope so.
nice.
But yeah, it's been awesome. It's so nice to see you guys here. And yeah, it's awesome to see that we're traveling across the country doing what we love. So.
It's nice to see each of us build our own way.
And that's what we hope for, That's what we do. But yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. Oh, yes, yeah. So,
Tell us a bit about that.
well, I've got her at home, one of our contributors in our community, Albert, who is part of Ash's Painting, that's his handle. And he's a very talented painter.
Well, can you tell our audience what is the model?
Well, it's I've got to get her name right. It's from the Cyberpunk series on Netflix, Edge Runners, and it's the small little character. I can't remember her name. You might have to help me here.
I don't think I've actually
It's
seen
on the tip of my tongue, and I just can't remember her.
It's always that moment.
Because you always get you've got the two protagonists in the show. You've got the male protagonist and the female, the two main cast members. And then it's one of the members in the team, the little short girl.
I'm sure the audience will know.
I'm sure the audience is screaming at me going, it's this! But yeah, so what we've done is we've had a 3D print made of the figure, and Albert has fully painted her from top to bottom. And then he's also created a full PDF article, which of course will then be in the magazine. And it gives the people opportunity to understand how to approach painting cyberpunk, because that's a whole nother genre.
There's so much different details to put
and
into
different resources and different takes that you can bring in, and then of course certain colors that make things cyberpunk, like neon colors. You can never go wrong with neon colors. And then at the same time, from what I understand, the miniature itself will be part of the giveaway with that issue coming up. So really excited, and once again, just awesome to be part of your issue and to be able to spread the word of what we're doing.
And it's amazing to be able to see people's creations and bring it to you guys, because you guys are the ones who support us, and we create things for you guys.
And we're already deep busy with the next issue.
Yeah.
So yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that.
But yeah,
Okay, cool.
Cool. Thank you, man.